Morning everyone, in from DIY Home and Gardening, 15th of March, so time for that mid-monthly update. Sun is out, it's pretty cold though, only 7 degrees, but starting to look like we've got a bit of spring turning up. So if I turn the camera around, you can see what's happening in the garden. So I can see that spring is nearly here by the fact that the forsythia is budding up. But more importantly, look what I got done the other week, tying in the blackberries. So that's the frame and all of this current year's growth. So each of those branches will be producing new shoots, new growth, and off those new growth sections of growth will be the fruits. So the blackberries are produced off of this year's growth, not old growth, and so each year you have to go through the process of removing previous growth, which gives good opportunity as always to take plenty of cuttings. So you can see that all of those little short stems have gone in, just trying to increase the amount of canes again. So excuse the patches, been doing a bit of lawn repair. Again, got plenty of bud forming and the pear waking up, as too is the apple. Let me show you this area. So I ripped out the rhubarb from last video, but look at all of that. That's the wild garlic all starting to pop up there, other than the grass. The reason get the grass is because the wild garlic likes woodland habit, so I mulch over it with organic matter each year. This year, once the bulbs have started dying back again, what I'm going to do is empty the pot out, pull out all the bulbs and get it back up to here. So basically filling it with a load more manure and organic matter just to improve that level. Let me just show you those, all the tater coming. So then all of those there, they're all the wild garlic also. So we have the ones in the ground, ones in the pot. Let's go see what's happening in the greenhouse, shall we? Oh, it's so much warmer in here. Let's see what we got. 16.8 degrees. Not bad, not bad. So did first lot of peas last night. I've run out of seed tray, so I'll need to go and get some more probably. So these are pea Kelvin Wonder, and you'll notice that they're looking relatively decent in terms of sizing. Got to pull out the odd dodgy one. But basically what I do prior to sowing the seed, I always pop them in water for a good few hours, and that lets them really hydrate back up again. And you end up with, instead of the wrinkled peas that take ages to germinate, you get these nice fat ones that will germinate within a few days. So on the go now, where's the easiest place to start? Let's start down here. So actually start all the way back here. Lemon verbena, lemons, all the different tomatoes now. So these are all tomatoes to there. And we've got all the different chilies, which are all looking decent. Got some spinach down there, which is a bit reluctant to germinate. So they're all the chilies there. Then the couple of types of basil, which getting to that point where they need to be lifted out of those plugs and potted. The overwintered chilies. A few more sprouts appearing on the garlic, not the garlic, on the ginger. Got the first bud appearing on the tea chamomile, so that's encouraging. Fruit still on there for the solanums. So then here we got the dahlias. Finally Hyperminto has woken up just unbelievably slow, some of these this year. Cornell, again, these big ones have yet to wake up. The pot tuber woke up, so I've had some cuttings off that. You can see that I've had cuttings off quite a few of these now. Again, Cornell bronze, these have not woken up. Seems like the really big tubers have been slow, but the pot tubers have woken up much quicker. Scammsdale, haven't had anything off these as yet, but I'm not actually planning to grow any, so it's not the end of the world. Need to get some water in here, to be honest. So we've got a few daily cuttings on the go there. I'll show you more in a minute. So there are the pot tubers across the back, and there newer ones, Kiwi Gloria. We've got tight spike there on the Barbary Surprise, and again Blighton, managed a couple of cuttings off of well, I had a pot tuber, but these ones done nothing as yet. Rycroft Jill looking big, they need to come off because they're getting too big really. And then across the top here we've got the different leeks and a couple of onions. So let's get down again, see what's happening. So there's some cutting of Blighton Softer that came off the pot tuber. Swiss chard, these are, well, they've come up overnight really. So that's peppermint, that's a new variety that I'm going with this year. So already it's showing a nice pink stem. Here I've got two varieties of spring onion, Lisbon and Holland. So that's Lisbon, and then that's Holland Reds there. Nasturtiums, first of those have popped up. And in here, what do we got in here? So started the celery. At the back there's Leon Prize Taker, Physalis at the very back on this side, and some more dahlia cutting. So I don't think there's much more happening in here, so we'll head outside. Okay, so in the cold frame it's a little bit less congested than it was, but still plenty in here. So we've got sweet peas, which desperate for a drink. Sand leeks looking good. Got the Carcassonne and Kingsland white garlics there. More sweet peas. Lettuce, which are looking big. Got the black cow at the back there. Got the kohlrabi doing their thing. Some, well, slightly eaten kale cuttings, not to worry about them. Dwarf Jerusalem artichoke on the go. Some more elephant garlic doing its thing. Cabbage and celeriac there. Got my perennial kale cuttings there, so I'm not going to be short of those. Look at all those garlics, need to do something with these. So these are the Eden Rose, but I mean, they're literally just forcing themselves out of the trays. Need to pot them. Senchu onions, and that is it for there. Got some Egyptian walking onions there, and the horseradish plants there. That one, as you can see, is just starting to frond out into first proper leaves. So with the weather as it is, or at least the sun out, not raining, I'm going to head to the allotment. Right, before I start doing any work, this is the what the plot's looking like at the moment. So my plan today is to get some more manure on this bed and just try and improve the soil. So you can see that after a winter of nothingness, basically it's back to being, well, pretty much like Essex clay again. So good grass coverage, and considering that these two beds here were in use, say, right up to the autumn time, because this is where the pumpkins were. And so literally, yeah, it's just gone back to being clay, or more or less. So what I'm doing, which is what I do with all the beds, is that I'll dig out a section, whack in a load of manure, and then I put the soil on top. So kind of like double digging almost, but just working my way through. And then the hope really is that by putting all that manure, all that organic matter is going to help filter in and break down some of this clay structure and give a better growing media for this year and subsequent years. So that is one bed that needs doing. I've only got a limited amount of manure left. I did a little trench last night actually after work. Had left the gloves out, but yeah, you can see how wet it's been, how solid that is. So in this bed now we're left with a few fennel leeks, which is the last of the leeks. That bed's still empty, but pretty much good to go. You can see that we've got signs of weed seeds germinating now. So most of that is probably what's germinated out of the manure and hay that's gone into this last year. So that's probably germinated and then coming up through the surface, I would imagine, or come off the field. So at some point before planting that, I just need a quick hoe off. Garlics, so hardneck garlic, and you've got broad beans, which decent amount coming through, and so I've got some seed left, so I'm just going to plant the last couple of rows of those today. Then these are all the soft necks, all looking good. Onions, so looking pretty decent. Few gaps, not many. Sign of a mole again, but yeah, on the whole pleased with that. But you can see again just how quickly these beds drop down, even by, say, doing what I do from the autumn through to now. I mean, that's dropped down a good probably 5-6 inches. This bed's still looking empty. I don't think there's any of the artichokes emerged as yet. Oh, take that back. First sign of the artichoke coming through. So yeah, one so far. This bed has been planted up this week. So this has got the second early potato acoustic planted in that, and then what I've done for a change, try something different, is I've companion planted it in with some onions, so Stuttgarter Giant, and so they've come into this bed also, just trying to maximise the amount of crop that I get from that bed. And the thing with the onions is that they should be ready to harvest just slightly ahead of where the second earlies will be, so we shall see on that. Blueberry kind of hanging on in there. There was a black currant, but I've chucked that out because that's not really performing, so I've binned that and used the soil in the bed. So this bed is being prepared again with the manure underneath and soil on top, but I'm going to use some of the compost from the bins, that top bin. Going to whack that on this bed and this bed, so both of those have been prepped up, good to go. You can see again already how much they've sort of dropped. This bed here is all the elephant garlic, so that's been topped with the manure. Went a little bit higher than was planning to, but it'll soon subside down. And then in here I've just planted 3 pieces experimental of Albert Bartlett potato, which is a main crop, but they were in, well, we bought a bag of them from the supermarket, so I've just planted one and cut the big one in half, so 3 pieces gone in there. See how that does. So this is what I mean by my prep work. So that's the manure gone down into this first section, and then I'll then put some soil over the top. So I might just cull these, because I can't see us really using these much more, but yeah, I think I might just pull them out, and then these will end up going, I'll chuck all of this over to the sheep for breakfast, and then that soil will then go on top, and I'll fill that with manure. So I've got the elephant garlic in here, rhubarb. Let's have a look. So these are being forced, looking decent, so they'll soon be good enough. So yeah, got a few clumps under there. That piece, I found that in the bottom of one of the beds the other day, so that's come over. So this bed again, this has been top dress, so blackcurrant, and then the Welsh onions there, shallots, and again last night I came over here quite late after work, so I planted up the last of the shallots that I had been growing at home, the Jamur, and then that there, look at this, for, well, ignore the weed, but lovely texture. So that is actually the compost that's come out of this bin, which was from last year. So yeah, that's really going to make things grow. And then we've got the artichoke there. So that's it on a pretty cold, well, what's turned into quite a cold morning. Even the sheep look cold. So that's where I'm at for middle of March. Yeah, like I say, got my morning's work to move manure and do a bit more clearing and prep work. But yeah, now the potatoes are in, kind of feels like spring is on its way, and won't be too long before we hit April and it's all systems go. But one day at a time, eh? So if you've got any questions, then send the questions to me. I'll do my very best to answer those questions for you. If you've liked the video, then please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that reminder button so don't miss out on future videos. And just, you know, enjoy yourself no matter what the weather is. And remember to get that prep work in, because spring is nearly here. So till next time, bye for now.